We'll find out. Okay, we're live. Now we're live. Everyone can see us, I imagine. If you guys can see us or hear us, you can chat in the YouTube chat. It'd be nice to see. I think.
Are we live? Yeah.
I think so. Let's see. Okay. Good night from living in Tallinn. Seeing you fine. Okay, everyone can see us. All right. I guess that means we can start the Q&A session. So I think it's really up for folks to...
I think we should start with the background of the hackathon and set context, and then we can go to Q&A.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, so I guess everybody is here because they already know what the website is. So it's intellibus.hackathon.com, and I'm sure everybody here has already participated in the Crack the Code competition. So that's, and those who have not, definitely encourage them to go and look at crackthecode.org so you can see, what that is about. And even if you didn't participate in Crack the Code, you can still show up for the hackathon. You just have to sign up at intellibus.hackathon.com. And we can go ahead and answer questions that people have. Largely, the hackathon is, if you're attending this for the first time, I'm sure you have questions, but I'm guessing quite a few of the people here have attended the last hackathon that happened back in March. The hackathon itself is October 18th and 19th, this Saturday and Sunday. It's going to start at 7 a.m. and it's going to go on till Sunday, the 19th, till about 5 p.m. or so, or 6 p.m. And that'll be the closing. And the hackathon starts at 8:30 in the morning is where the check-in and registration is. And after that, the actual rules are announced, so people know what the rules are, what the challenges are. Some of it is already on the website. We're going to hear a lot more about it once you're there. And between 9:45 to 10 is when you start to finalize your teams. Obviously, you can finalize your teams beforehand. You can do all that, online once you registered. You don't have to wait till Saturday to do that. You can collaborate amongst yourselves. If you have questions around forming a team, you can ask them now. And again, you have opportunity for those who have not formed a team to form their team when you're there. And then outside of that, we'll start off around 11 a.m. with the official kickoff of the hackathon. And once that is done, around noon is when the actual hacking will start. That's when the buzzer will be hit. And from noon on Saturday till about 6 a.m. is when the actual coaching also happens in parallel to the hackathon. And you'll have checkpoints during the day, 1 p.m., 4 p.m., 9 p.m., where coaches will be coming in and asking you questions if you have stuck anywhere. There is obviously recorded live streams from previous hackathon where you can go and see, hey, what happened and what those coaching sessions were like. But if you have questions, if you're stuck, if you're here for the first time, you can go through all that. And then there's a midnight hacking session, which is the capture the flag, which is kind of similar to what some of those who participated in Crack the Code would get to see. And those who didn't do Crack the Code, you'll get a sense of what that is about. So there's going to be that, and it's a midnight thing, and it happens at midnight on Sunday night, rather midnight on Saturday night, early morning Sunday, and then the next day, you continue to hack all through the night till 6 a.m. 7 a.m. is when breakfast is served the next day, so everybody gets food. So that's a good part about being in the hackathon. So food is provided, and then you start to finally wrap up everything and be ready by noon, because noon is when we pause the hackathon on Sunday. And that's when the evaluation starts. So definitely before noon on Sunday, you want to be wrapped up and submit your project. And project submissions start at 11 a.m. You can obviously submit it once the link is open for submissions, and do any debugging, etc. you have. And the judges will be there, who will be judging the hackathon. They'll be there all through. They would arrive on Saturday itself. They're going to be floating around the room. For those who were in the last hackathon, probably already know this. And once judges have gone and evaluated, they're going to shortlist a series of teams. Depending on how many final number of teams is, they're going to select about 10 or 15% of the top teams and ask them to present. to the judges first, and then they're going to pick the final 10 finalists to present, and then they're going to pick the final top 3 teams. So that's the overall kind of run of the hackathon, run of the show. And then as far as the judging itself is concerned, it starts around 1 p.m. on Sunday. And if you're not in the room when the official judging begins, then obviously your team wouldn't qualify. So it's important that your entire team is there when the judging is happening. If 1 or 2 members leave, then your team may be disqualified. So it's important to make sure that all your team members are there, especially when judging is happening, to qualify for the award. And then of course you have to be there at the winner's ceremony to collect the award. If you're not there, then the award may go to someone else who is next in place if you're not there. So you have to be there to take the award. So that's an important part. And and then we close at 6 p.m. on Sunday. Obviously, from what I'm told, buses are being provided that will be coming in from some of the parishes. So if you're remote, you're not in Kingston, just look at our website or ask your ambassador in the area. I'm sure you know who your ambassadors are. If not, feel free to message us through the hackathon website, and we'll have that information over to you. We're probably going to put the bus schedule also on the hackathon website, and maybe we should do that. Put the bus schedule on the hackathon website so people can see what buses are leaving and where the pickups are and what the pickup times are. So that's pretty much the run of the show. So we'll take questions. If people have any questions, we'll do that and answer the questions. So and also, I think there are 2 things I forgot, but go ahead. What do you have to say?
No, I was going to actually start because we do have a few questions that have come in, but what were the last few things?
Yeah, the 2 things I wanted to say. One is that we're going to have some pretty cool speakers. Last time we had, a couple of people speaking. This time, we worked really hard to get some really interesting people to speak to us. Like we have, really, really interesting people, like the head of Gen AI for Amazon.com. So I'm sure everybody knows what Amazon.com is, and the head of Gen AI for Amazon.com, Mukesh Jain, he's flying in. In fact, he's going to be one of the judges, and he runs the Rufus Gen AI for all of Amazon. He was previously at Walmart. Last time there were a lot of Walmart tech folks here who were judges. So this time we've got someone who's got both Walmart and Amazon background. The big players in that space. Also we're going to have Rory Sutherland. For those who don't know who Rory Sutherland is, he's got a big, long Wikipedia page. You can take a look at it. Rory Sutherland is the vice chairman of Ogilvy. It's one of the world, I think it is the world's largest ad firm, and he's like a legend. He's the guy behind campaigns like Red Bull and all these other fun things. So he's an interesting, very interesting behavioral scientist, and he's a great person to just even listen to. And he has his own mad podcast and so forth. So I think it'd be very interesting to listen to him, and he's going to be there. And again, there's several other speakers, so we'll leave that for the session. And outside of that, one of the other things that we're doing, and I don't know if it's already on the hackathon website, there's going to be obviously there's 2.3 million Jamaican dollars as the prize, but we are bringing up a few more categories in which people can win more prizes above the 2.3 million Jamaican dollars. We're not going to disclose everything here, but I think your ambassadors might have already told you. We're going to announce it on the website tomorrow, actually on Friday, not tomorrow. So I would definitely request everybody to go check out the website on Friday once it is announced, and there's going to be more categories and more prizes that we're going to be announcing, especially around what we call speed labs. So just look, when you go to the website, just you can search for speed labs and see what the speed lab prizes are.
Okay, awesome. I think that was a lot of information. I'm sure folks have a lot of questions. I think this is one of the first questions we got right about 2 minutes in was from Anisha here. Says, will there be rooms for us to sleep in?
So yeah, there will be no rooms. I mean, it's obviously part of AC Hotel, but the AC Hotels doesn't have 1,000 rooms, and there's 1,000 people coming. So obviously there can't be rooms for everybody, and we're not paying for rooms for everyone. Otherwise, it'd be like being partial to one person and not everybody else. But there is a mattress there. There is air mattresses there that are provided. That's what we did last time. So people can go and again, no one's stopping you from spending your own money and going and renting a room from AC Hotel. That's up to you, provided they have availability, because a lot of people are coming, so probably the hotel will be already booked out. But if that's what you have to do, but there will be like rest areas, rest spaces. And the whole point of the hackathon is that you're hacking 36 hours continuously. The reason rest areas are provided is if people get tired, they're feeling not good, they traveled from a distance, feeling sick, etc. So for that reason, we provide rest areas. They're not obviously rest areas for a whole 1,000 people, so it's a shared space. So people come in and use it for a period of time. So you can take a break, say, oh yeah, I'm kind of feeling like I've been working too long. I need to take a break for an hour or two. You go rest and you come back. The whole point of the hackathon is that you're continuously working through.
Yep. I think the next question is, who's the hackathon for?
Who's the hackathon for? Well, the hackathon is for anyone who's interested to use AI to create software. And while you could just use ChatGPT and create software today, the problem with doing that is, how do you know you're doing it the right way? Because ChatGPT can produce code. If you don't know how to read it, you don't know it's good code from bad code. And then again, just ChatGPT produces the code. How do you actually make it into workable running software, like this software or YouTube, whatever you're using? It needs to be deployed, it needs to be tested, it needs to be bug free, it needs to be stable. If you've gone to our hackathon website, you would have seen the acronym SPAIN. We say, great products are built in Spain. It's just like a funny thing we say, but what it really means is that great software and Intellibus, core value is, we value great engineers and great engineering. And when we say great engineering, we use this framework to evaluate whether what has been engineered is good or not. And when we call it SPAIN, which is, it has to be stable, it has to be performant, it has to be available, it has to have data integrity, and it has to be novel. It has to be something new and interesting. Otherwise, people won't use it, because it's the same software they've used before. Why would they switch to a new piece of software?
Mm-hmm.
So the hackathon is for anyone who has the DNA of an engineer. And how do you know you're an engineer? You like to make things, you like to create things. It doesn't have to be always software, but you like to create, you like to build, you like to break things. Even sometimes engineers like to break things. So if that's your mindset and you're curious, you're very, very curious, you like to figure out, someone shows you a piece of software or a car and you're thinking, oh, how is it made? What is this thing? And you're curious about things. That's what the hackathon is for. And not necessarily, you don't have to be an existing software engineer to come to the hackathon, because that's what you're there to learn and train on.
All right. Next question we received is, I heard there are workshops for people who are not participating on the hackathon. Is that the case?
So the workshops are primarily meant for hackathon participants, but we are allowing observers in the hackathon, meaning if you're not participating, you can be like on the outside, on the periphery. Now, you can watch the live streams of those hackathons, because the hackathons are pre-recorded, but they'll be streamed. So, you'll have access, you can see the streaming, and we're allowing observers in the room. Again, how many observers we'll allow will depend on, how much traffic we have. We're expecting 1,000 people in the room. So if we get over full, a lot more people show up than expected, then probably, you may not be able to participate, but we'll do our best, if you're there, to give you the opportunity to participate in the workshops.
Yep. And the leather jacket you're wearing reminds me of Jensen Huang from Das Jaeger.
Oh my God, no, that is not the intention. Yes, but I can understand how that connection can be made, because Jensen Huang, but Jensen Huang also has glasses, but I don't have glasses.
Okay, another question: can the participants be remote?
Can the participants be remote? Participants can be remote, was what we had originally thought, but I don't think we are allowing that, because otherwise it becomes very hard for us to judge. At some point, we may, in the future, do an online hackathon, right? But this one is an in-person hackathon. So it's important that everybody is there in person.
Yeah. I think one other person is asking, I thought it was a solo thing, but it's a team thing. So I think it's a question on, is the hackathon, are teams mandatory?
So teams are not mandatory as far as I know. Please, Anubis, tell me if you know.
They are not mandatory. You will still end up creating a team, but you can be a team of one in the system.
Yeah, so we are allowing teams of one. So basically, you could participate as a solo individual. If you can't find a team member and you just want to participate, it's just going to be harder, because other people have teams of 3 or 4 and you're competing. So, they'll have a bit of an unfair advantage. But if you're very confident that as a solo you can, compete and win, then yeah, no one's, there's no restriction. You can participate solo.
Yep. I think as a group, can we create any website? Is there a limitation on what they can create during the hackathon?
So yeah, so the hackathon has certain requirements in terms of the kind of challenges that are being offered, for you to do. We're not just creating a website. Now, the idea is that whatever you create is deployed to a website. It's working software. So in that sense, yes, there is a website on which people can go see what you created, excuse me. But it is not a it is, I mean, we're not looking for someone to like create a WordPress website, for example, right? Or just create a static website, if that's what you mean. But what you're looking is for people to create a piece of software that is deployed. And again, even if you know nothing about it, we're encouraging people to come, because that's what this whole hackathon is about. It's not so much about, oh, let's get the most advanced engineers in the world and see how good they are, because they're already good, right? So we don't need to figure that out. But this is for people who want to, like, who are curious, who are not sure. You're kind of maybe even afraid. It's like, oh, is this for me? But you're kind of curious and interested because you're hearing from everybody. So this is that space. So you come, you participate. Nobody's judging you. We're all here to support you. We're here to answer your questions, to help you. And that's why we're bringing all these people even from the US. People are coming from Intellibus US. They're flying over, quite a few of them. Other people, like I mentioned, from Amazon, Walmart, etc., flying in. So you'll have a lot of people here to support you.
Yep. And then there's a question of, do we get access to the pool for like a break and to get a shower?
Well, I don't think officially we can say that you have access to it, but we are using the hotel. If 1,000 people ended up in the pool, I think we'll all get thrown out. So please don't do that. But I think within if someone needs a shower, I think that's actually a very legitimate question. Maybe we should think about it. Okay, we'll put an answer on that on the websites, or when you reach there, you can ask us. I don't think we have a provision. There are bathrooms, but I don't think those bathrooms have showers. But I can, so I definitely appreciate your desire for hygiene. So I, respect for asking that question. And that's a valid question. For 36 hours, you don't want to stink the place. So completely understandable. There are deodorants and things like that provided in the bathrooms. So, if that's your concern, there will be deodorants in the bathroom. But I don't think there is a shower. I do know, though, actually now it's on a live stream. Now I already said it. I thought I was not going to say, but it's a live stream, so everybody will see it. So there is a shower near the pool. It's an open shower, but that's only meant for people who are trying to get into the pool. I don't think you can go and take a shower there.
I don't think that's a smart idea.
Not a right idea to do that.
No. Okay. Are you guys still taking ambassadors?
Yes, we are. We are always taking ambassadors. We have, we are trying to cover every parish. So currently, I don't know, we have about 300. I don't know the exact number of ambassadors. Quite a few of them, over 200, are pretty much very active. So yes, we are. If you're interested in being an ambassador, please reach out to us when you come in. Just look for Anubis or me and just say, hey, you want to, or Travis Lewis, or Anvi, who are our community managers, right? So just talk to them, right? Just get a hold of someone, and if we can't find, you can always reach out to me and Anubis and say, hey, we want to become an ambassador, and we'll point you in the right direction.
Yep. And then there's a question. Oh, I thought we'd present pre-made apps. I didn't know it was built on the spot. Oh,
no, that's what the hackathon is supposed to be. It is like, it's like a marathon, right? Like, you're coming and you're running in some sense, right? And your run there is like you're writing code. And what we are trying to see is how quickly can you go from, so maybe let's just say this. You can have a pre-made idea, but not the app, not the code. So you may have an idea. You can say, oh, yeah, I want to create an app that does this, that, and the other, right? Oh, I want to create an app that does food ordering, for example. Probably that's not what you want to build, but you have that idea. You come in and you say, yeah, I want to build a food ordering app, and I'm going to go and build it. But you can't come in with ready code, because then there'd be no competition, because then you have an unfair advantage, because everybody else who's coming there is writing code while they're there. If you come with pre-made code, you could have been writing it for 2 years. Then it's not a fair advantage to the people who are writing code there.
Yep. Is there technologies you're looking for, like AWS or Spring Boot, in the solutions that people are building?
So by and large, we want people to stick to an open tech stack, right? For example, Java, TypeScript, JavaScript. Again, cloud is AWS, but you could use something else. You want to use DigitalOcean, whatever you want to use. We're not going to restrict what cloud provider you use, and it's up to you. And Spring Boot naturally goes with Java. So anything that is open, or open frameworks is what is encouraged.
I think, though, there is an aspect that is in regards to the Speed Lab prizes that may be more specific.
Yes, the Speed Labs will be more specific. That will have a very specific tech stack, because that's where there's going to be more prizes associated with that, and fairly significant prizes associated with each of those. There's like going to be 5 prizes, so I'm going to give you a little bit more of a clue. there's going to be 5 more prizes, and again, they're going to all probably add up to an amount even higher than the current prize money. So that's going to be a significant amount of prizes added now on Friday.
Yeah. If we have no coding experience but willing to learn, will we still be able to participate?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Great question. This is exactly the question we were looking for. And that's what we want everybody to know, that yes, no coding experience is required, but your willingness to learn, your curiosity is what matters. If you're curious, you're interested, you want to learn, come. That's what we are here for, to coach you, teach you, show you how the code is written the best way. And guess what? Since we did the last hackathon, we through that hackathon, we brought in people in the academy. They were trained in the last 5 months. Now there are almost 30, I think almost 50 people who have been trained, after that last hackathon, who are actually in jobs working with Intellibus in Jamaica. So those people are going to be there. So you'll have not just Anubis and me, like 2 people can't train 1,000 people or coach them. Even if we did live stream, it's not practical. So not only will you have us, but you'll also have like almost 50 other people, there to support you. And these people have already got an idea of how Intellibus thinks about coding, what good code looks like, so they can teach you the best way possible.
Okay. Where will teams go for judging? Actually, the teams don't go anywhere for judging. The judges are going to come to the team.
Yeah. So you don't have to go anywhere for judging. You sit there, like that's a big hall where you're all sitting and coding, along with your teams, and it's just like a very big ballroom where we have tables and you're sitting there and you're coding, and judges just float around, right? Judges come to you for the initial shortlisting of the team, because they need to see what the right teams are, and then the shortlisted teams have to go, like there's a room right next door. It's called the Innovation Gallery, which is where we are most of the time during the year. That's where we operate from currently, and so you just have to go into that gallery, and in that gallery you're gonna present, and so your team presents. You get like 1 to 3 minutes to present, and give a demo. I don't know if it's longer, but that's what the judges. There will be a judges live stream. The judges are gonna give you all those details.
Yeah. And then I think this was answered just earlier, but just to repeat, will there be an open area for sleeping? Yes, there will be a sleep zone dedicated or like a rest zone dedicated just for folks who want to rest.
Yeah, there'll be a rest zone. If the rest zone gets very occupied and someone's really having a problem and you have an issue, please get a hold of the organizers. There is the organizers on the ground. There'll be a security team. Go notify the security team if you have that issue, because that's what they're there for your health and safety. So that's the purpose of security team. So if you have a real issue, just go directly talk to the security team. Andre Fuller is responsible for the entire security team. You can escalate to Andre Fuller, and if not, you don't get a good answer, then you can always find Anubis and me.
Yeah. I think we have a few questions that are very similar, so I'll go through them pretty quickly. But one is, you said there's 36 hours of coding. What's the start and end time? So actually, it's 36 hours is the entire duration of the hackathon. Actual coding is only 24 hours from noon on October 18th to noon on October 19th. That's the actual time that we dedicate to coding directly. The rest of the time, the other 12 hours, there's the first few hours is just everyone getting in, getting registered, getting set up. And then after noon on the 19th, the rest of the time is used for judging and the award ceremony and everything else. So that also answers this question as to what time does the hackathon end. It ends on the 19th, which is the second day on Sunday, and it ends at 6 p.m. is the current planned end time for the hackathon. And then another question, how will team creation work? So if you have not already, please go to portal.intellibushackathon.com, or you can go to intellibushackathon.com and click to register. And once you log in with your Gmail or Google account, you will then be able to fill out a registration form. After you fill out that registration form, I think most people who have registered have already filled out that form. You'll then be able to create a team or join a team within the hackathon portal. So if you create a team, you will be given a 6-character actually team code, which you can share with other people who you want to add to your team. And if there is already a team you want to join, they can share their team code with you. You can click on join a team within the portal and paste in that code to be added to that team. So all of that's done from within our hackathon portal. And I think that's the same question being asked here. That's just go through the process in the portal of either creating a new team code to create your team, or receiving a team code from the team that you want to join their team.
Yeah, so I'll just recap one more time for everybody's benefit, right? So what are you doing? You're first going and signing up, registered, signed up. What are you doing next? You're creating a team. If you're not like your team member or somebody else has not already signed up before you. So if you're coming for the first time, you're creating a team, and then you take that code that you get when you create a team and you give it to other people, either on WhatsApp or email or however you call them, and you tell them the code. So or your friends. So then when your friends register, they can use the same code to join the team, because there's a button called Join Team. You click the button, you enter the code that you got from your friend on WhatsApp, and you join the team. So that's how you can join a team. And so either you can create a new team, and suppose you're a team of one, you create a new team and that's it. But if you want to add other people, you give the code to other people, they will click to join. And if you're coming in as a second or a third person registering from your team, that other people have already registered, you don't create a new team. Go ask your team, hey, what's the code? So you join it. Otherwise, you'll end up creating a duplicate team.
Yeah, I think there's also sort of a follow-up question, which is about finding teams at the hackathon. Will there be a team formation session? There is a period of time that we have dedicated for team formation. What we ask most of the time is for folks to gather towards the back of the main hall right after the main opening ceremony. And there's an hour from 11 to noon, or essentially actually right after the opening ceremony, where that's a time dedicated for team formation. And the idea would be anyone without a team there would go create teams within the portal and all share the codes to form teams together. Or you can go and see if, during check-in or during registration, if you meet a group of people who you want to join, you can join that team. Now, the next question is on no app development. Is there no app development?
So
I think this has to do with mobile apps. That's the question here.
Oh, got it. Yeah. So yes, you can develop mobile apps. I don't think there's any restriction. In fact, last time the first prize winner was a mobile app, is what I remember. But at the same time, the key is that the app should be actually deployed on a device and working other than your own. So if you created the app, how do you deploy it? You have to use test flight or something, depending on what it is, right? Because the idea is we also testing whether you can actually deploy the code. Again, if you don't know how to do it, that's what the teams are there, the coaches are there for, to help you do that.
Yeah, I think there's another question. Will the internet be better than last time? So this is someone who was there last time.
Yes. So I think last time we had a bit of an internet issue because the initial provider was Digicel, and then later AC Hotel added Flow as a provider. So this time I believe Flow has been added as a provider. We just need to double check. Maybe Anubis, we should take a follow up tomorrow to make sure that we have double checked the bandwidth, so people don't run into issues.
Yeah, I think we're pushing for 10 times the bandwidth we had last time. So.
No, but is it done? Is it already deployed, or we're waiting on Flow too? So we're going to use Flow, right? And that's
we're going to use Flow. That is currently the plan.
Yeah, okay, that's the plan. And I think there is a Starlink as well, but I don't know if 1,000 people can get on it. Yeah.
Not on a single Starlink. So we have multiple. We have a couple backups there as well.
We have Starlinks as well for backup.
Yeah.
Great, good. That's great.
All right. This is the first time I've signed up for this sort of event, let alone attended one at a hotel. So aside from bringing my laptop and other items, since it's a 2-day event, how do I prepare? What else when people bring?
Yeah, it's a great thing to ask, right? Get a backpack, right? So definitely get a backpack so you can keep all your stuff, right? So you don't want your stuff lying around. If you're going somewhere, you can just carry it with your backpack, kind of like going to school, right? You get a backpack so you can put all your stuff. There is no lockers. So you'll have to just be responsible for your backpack. There is a security team, so no one should steal anything, right? It should be fine. But there are 1,000 people, so things can get misplaced, not even unintentionally. And that's what the security team is there for. There's cameras everywhere watching, so I don't think that should be an issue. Bring your phone, bring your laptop, bring your chargers. Because there will not be extra chargers lying around there. There will be plug points, so you can plug in your devices, but there'll be enough plug points for you to plug. But bring your chargers, otherwise you may have to borrow or whatever. So remember your chargers both for your laptop and your phone. bring your laptop and your phone, bring a change of clothes, and your own toothbrush, because we're not giving toothbrushes to everybody, but deodorants and things will be in the bathroom, so you don't have to necessarily bring a deodorant. You can use the one that's there. If you're very particular about the deodorant you wear, then bring your own, but the deodorants are there. And get your toothbrush, because you definitely, after 36 hours, you need a toothbrush. I think toothpaste and things like that will be there, so you can just use whatever is there. So yeah.
Okay. I think this is another follow-up question. What if we already created something, or it's based off an assignment given? I think we've kind of maybe reiterate a little bit.
Yeah, so I think the short answer is, if you have created something, you can't use that. What you can do is, since you already created it, you know how to write that code, you can write that code again. But the code has to be written while you're there during the hackathon. You have the idea. So the way I would do it, if I really wanted to do the same thing that I did before, and I didn't want to come up with a new idea, I would just go recreate that code while at the hackathon, because that's the only way, and that's fine. You can take it based on the assignment. You don't have to, kind of lose sleep over it.
Yeah. Do we have an idea of how many persons will be participating? The answer is yes. Right now, there are 898 registered participants for the hackathon.
Yeah, and I think the aim is to cross 1,000 by Friday. Yeah.
Yep. That is the aim. Is there a specific framework and language we have to use? The answer there is no. There is no specific framework or language you have to use. You are welcome to use any technology to build a solution. That's part of the fun of the hackathon as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
But open technologies, not proprietary technologies. I mean, we want to promote open ideas of open technology and open source, right? Think of any open languages. I mean, most languages are open, so.
Can the winners have a swim in the pool? I don't think we want to have many people swimming in the pool, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe we can contemplate the winners to have a swim in the pool after another day. We can call you back, because if you're a winner, most likely that means you're part of the GQ, and you're part of our GQ process. You'll go through most likely you'll get a scholarship, and potentially a job if you clear the GQs. So yeah, at that time when you come in the future, you can definitely have your desire of the swim in the pool.
Yeah. Is there coffee available if we're working through the night? Coffee?
Yes, of course, coffee is available. Yeah.
There's also a Starbucks if our coffee is somehow not appealing.
No. I mean, of course, Starbucks, you can always buy it. It's there, but Starbucks is not going to be there open all night. It closes at 8 p.m. So I think the question is for through the night. So yes, through the night there will be coffee available. There's it's available pretty much 24 hours. So anytime you need a coffee, I think you should be able to get it. But I think there are certain times where they serve food. At that time, there'll be no coffee. So it's not always available. So just look for the window when it's available. And if you know that you need it, just don't miss that window when the coffees are being served around.
Yeah. So which option would be best suited to choose, and how many people minimum needs to be on a team? There's no minimum for how many people you need to have on a team. You can just go with just a single person on the team if you'd like. But which option would be best to choose? Maybe is this about, I don't know if this is about technology or about which prize is best to go after, because those are two different questions.
I think it's just, how many people, I think it is related to, I would just say it's related to if you can clarify, Richie, your question, I think that'd be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll come back to it when we get it.
Come back to it. I mean, the short answer is there's no minimum, right? I mean, okay. One is a minimum.
Yes. Sorry, no 0 people teams where the entire team is AI or something like.
That's not allowed.
Yeah. Will the coach of the winning team get an award?
So
winning team,
not necessarily of the winning team, but one of the coaches will get an award, and we will, because the winning team may have just done all the hard work without any coach helping them, right? So the coach of the winning team will not necessarily win an award, but we will give maybe one. I don't know if there's one or more awards for coaches, but we'll definitely be giving awards for coaches, which would recognize the coach who did the best. And we're going to take, because the coach's goal is not to just coach one team, right? They would be coaching multiple teams. So it could be that the coach who coached a lot of teams, maybe the team didn't win, but people learned a lot because they didn't know enough about coding or whatever it is. So I think we're looking for more coaches who make more impact than just create a winning team.
Yeah. I think we may have to go a little bit quicker because we're a little behind on the questions here, but how will people be put on teams? So if you go through the portal, you were able to create teams yourself and use an invite code or a team code that you can share with others, and someone can share that team code with you, and you can click on join team within the hackathon portal to join a team if you have the team code. To go to the portal, it's portal.intellibushackathon.com. You sign in with a Google account, and then you fill out the registration form to get into the portal. Okay.
Okay. Oh,
what
wow.
does being an ambassador entail?
Sorry?
What does being an
ambassador? Oh, being an ambassador is just, you get an ambassador T-shirt, and then you kind of, host events in your area. You build awareness around the hackathon. I mean, at the end of the day, we want every, person within Jamaica who is interested to be part of the community, right? To come and participate in a hackathon. We obviously look forward to the day when we have, 10,000 people in a stadium doing a hackathon. We're not there yet. But last hackathon was 400. Now we are going to be close to 1,000. Probably next hackathon by next March is going to be 2,000. We're going to keep growing this, right?
Yeah.
And so the ambassador's goal is to get the word out, promote it in their schools, high schools, everywhere, because we want to build the momentum. Our dream is that, at some point in the next few years, Jamaica can create 10,000 high-paying software engineering jobs. And that won't happen if enough people who truly are interested come forward. You don't have to, and it's not about being an existing software engineer, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'll be so limiting. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, do you have to? Can you apply to be an ambassador online, or do you have to go to the AC Hotel on the day or before the day?
You can. Yeah, I don't know. What's the answer?
The short answer is if you have the contact information for Travis, Lewis, or Anwi, you can reach out to them directly. But otherwise, if you don't, then coming to AC Hotel on the day would be the best place to.
Yeah, I think the best way to become ambassador is come to the hackathon and just meet. If you come there, we'll introduce you to the. There'll probably be a giant QR code there. We don't want to put that QR code online, otherwise it'll get spammed. But there will be, when you come to the hackathon, there will be a big QR code on a wall somewhere which you can,
you can become an ambassador. Yep.
Because that's the QR WhatsApp group.
Should we carry our personal laptops if we don't have any? Will we be given one? People will have to bring their own personal.
You have to bring your own computer. Yeah, you have to bring your own computer because there's 1,000 people. We can't it's not practical for us to give laptops to everybody, right? If you come, your laptop breaks down for any reason, you have your other team members. So that's why they're encouraging the teams, because then you just time share, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Do we have to use a specific tech stack? Nope. You can use anything you'd like.
Yeah.
How much coding experience do you need? None.
Zero. None. Yeah. That's easy one. Yeah.
Will we be provided transportation?
So there is transportation to come in. On the way back, I think you have to find your own way. I don't know if there's a return bus, but we need to find out. I'll let Anvi and Travis Lewis, the community managers, tell us what their plan is. I definitely know that there is transportation to come in being organized, and there will be buses from across all 13 parishes. Look at our website, please, on Friday. They should have the schedule published on when the buses are leaving, from where they are leaving, and some parishes may be combined, so you may have to go to like a parish near you, and it's not exactly where you are, but definitely, I know 13 buses are coming from 13 different places across Jamaica to bring people here.
Yep. Okay. How to join the academy?
How to join the academy? Yeah, well, participate in the hackathon. That's the best way, because you participate in the hackathon. Either you win or you don't win, doesn't matter, right? You will have an opportunity there to take a GQ test. We're going to give GQ to, we'll make it open. This is our plan on Saturday. Anubis, did I get it right?
Mm-hmm.
The plan is to make the GQ open so anyone can take the GQ test. And then, I kind of put you on the spot, but it's okay. Yeah, so you're going to let everybody take the test. Like last time, we were giving GQ tests only to to people who were assigned scholarships.
Finalists, actually.
Were finalists, but we felt like a lot of people may have missed out because of that, and missed an opportunity. So we're going to give GQ to everyone. So obviously the judges are going to identify the names for scholarships. But if you don't get a scholarship, you can still take the test. If your scores are really good, let's say a judge doesn't pick you for some reason, right? For a scholarship, but you may still be really good. You think you're good, take the test. That's why we're giving tests to everybody. You take the test and your scores are good, you'll naturally get called, for the academy. It may not be today, it may be in a future cohort, because we can't suddenly bring 1,000 people in the academy, but this is the wait list we are building.
Got it. Okay. Next question is, do we hire data analysts?
Do we hire data analysts? Data analysts. We hire data engineers and data scientists. So again,
There's a
you
thin
mean
line and distinction between the two.
yeah, this thin line. I mean, we do hire data scientists and data engineers. So yeah, if you're interested in data, I mean, we have people who build data pipelines all day. So yeah, yes. I mean, short answer is yes, unless you mean something else by data analyst, in which case you ask us in person when you come.
Yeah. And by the way, I just received an update on what about the transportation, which is that the buses are to and from. So that means that we also have return buses.
Oh, wow. Okay. Great news, everybody. So you're going to get buses to take you back too. This is brilliant. Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you, Anvi. Thank you, Travis Lewis, for organizing this. So that's awesome. Yeah, I didn't know there were buses back and forth. So yeah, so that makes your life easy. So you can come from anywhere. You just hop on a bus, and the bus brings you here, and hop on the bus takes you back. I think the challenge might be if there's more people than the bus can take, then we'll have to figure that out. But we'll make sure everybody who needs transportation is provided that.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. Okay. The event start. I think we already.
Right. Can you tell me more about the opportunity to get the chance to meet?
Sorry, I think we skipped the St. James. So St. James will have a bus. Yes. You may have to just see which is the nearest one to you.
St. James will have a bus. Yep. Yeah. What time does the event start? Registration starts at 7 a.m. Hacking starts at noon. And the opening ceremony starts at 11 a.m. So that is in terms of time.
Alexi already answered that. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the level of experience you need to join? Oh, sorry. What was the question before?
Can you tell me more about the opportunity to get chance to learn programming without experience?
Yes, absolutely. There will be an opportunity to learn. I mean, the whole point of coming to the hackathon is obviously to compete and win if you know to code. But even if you don't know how to code, we had Aidan Beckford in Mandeville who won the Crack the Code. He, obviously he's been dabbling around with coding, but he kind of won, right? And he's using AI. So even if you don't know, you can come, you can learn. That's what this is about. But you have to be curious, you have to be interested, you have to really want to do it, and you have to have the engineering mindset. But again, even if you don't know the answers to all of this thing, I don't know if I have an engineering mindset, I don't know if I'm curious enough, just come, hang out. At least have the coffee, have the food, and enjoy the environment, and listen to the speakers, it doesn't matter if you don't win, right? But you still get the experience.
Yep. I think that's also following the next question. What's the level of experience you need to join? Zero.
Yeah, zero. No experience required. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. This is kind of a follow-up of one of the things we mentioned earlier, which is, how do we pick teams? You can either create and join teams directly with people that or when right after the opening ceremony, before hacking starts, there will be time where people can form teams and meet people that they want to work with during the hackathon.
Yes.
Can we bring like an additional monitor to work with? Yes.
Yes, you can bring an additional monitor. I mean, if you're an
engineer,
you
also have to bring the power cable for it.
Bring the power cable, bring everything you need to get it working, and like I've had people who bring backup battery packs, with them, etc. Right? Last time, we had someone bring a backup battery, so in case power will be there, that's not a problem. But in case you want your own power.
I think will we be informed about the meeting point? I think this may be in regards to the buses. Yes, the bus schedule along with meeting points and times should be published on the
website. Yeah, we'll put a big button there so you can click on it and
click on it and read the bus schedule. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, where in Jamaica is this hackathon going to be held?
AC Hotel, Kingston, Jamaica. It is in Kingston, Jamaica, and at AC Hotel in Kingston. It's a very prominent hotel. If you just Google for Kingston and AC Hotel in Kingston, you'll find it there.
Okay, we will have to go a little bit quicker because I'm realizing this question was asked at 8:25 and it's 8:40, so we're 20 minutes behind with the questions. But
a lot of questions.
Yeah, what's the prize for getting first, second, and third?
What's the prize we're getting first, second, and third? I think the prices are there on the website. We'd encourage you to just go look at the website because we don't want to say something wrong. And that is going to change and more prizes will be added. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How many people should be in a team? At least one.
At least one. You can have more. Don't make more than like 5 people teams. Like having a 20 people team doesn't make sense. So,
doesn't make sense.
Be practical. Yeah.
Are we allowed to go to Starbucks?
Starbucks is not free. You'll have to pay and your own money.
Yes.
Yeah. Are there multiple categories? Yeah. Yes. I mean, there are different categories in which
There are different categories, but the main
only-
prize, there's only one first, second, and third main prize, but there are other categories of prizes that will be announced on Friday, which are separate from the.
Yeah, there are category prizes, but the first, second, and third prize is just one first, second, and third prize.
Yeah. Do we bring and work on our own devices? Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. And then there's a question on, I saw there's a need for UI UX designers for the team. I'm interested in that area, but I am just starting out. Want to know
Yes,
if
there will be an experience workshop. That's
Yeah.
the answer. Yes.
Okay. Will food be provided? The answer is yes.
Absolutely. Food will be provided.
Yeah. And then this was a question maybe in regards to GQ, which was like, I'm
Yeah.
interested in job opportunities. Are job opportunities only for winners? No, they're not only for the winners. Okay.
Job opportunities is not just for winners, and being a winner doesn't automatically give you a job opportunity. You're
Yeah.
a winner, you get a prize. If you're there at the hackathon, that's your first chance to be in that journey of getting a job, right? You take the GQ test. If the GQ test is good enough, you get a job. If the GQ test is a little low, or we don't think it's a good fit, you go through the academy, you get trained, and then at the end of the academy, you have opportunity for the job.
Yeah. Are we allowed to do networking at the event? Is a specific time frame for that? Yes, actually, networking for the event is towards the end of the event, which is right after the closing ceremony. There's dedicated time there for networking. Although if you are taking a bus back, I think the buses leave pretty soon after there. So networking, you may have to do a little during the judging period, I would say, as long as you've completed judging at that time.
What time is it starting on Saturday or no?
Okay, this person's asking if there's a list of technology they can read up on to understand before coming to the hackathon.
I think we will write. Let's do this. Let's add. We said the bus schedule. Let's also add a tech stack page and write enough about the tech stack.
I think what we had written out last time, just very quickly, was AWS, Java, JavaScript.
Let's just put it on the site.
We'll put it on the site. So it's all okay.
Keep going.
That is.
What time is it starting on Saturday? I think we.
What do we say about transportation? We're just reiterating that quickly, which is.
We said the buses will be there from all 13 parishes, and you just have to look on our website on Friday. On Friday on our website, there's going to be a button where you can go and click. It'll say bus schedule, right, for pickups, and then you can see for your parish where the bus is leaving from and at what time.
Yeah.
And the buses are both ways. Yeah.
What time is it starting on Saturday? 7 a.m. is when registration starts. Opening ceremony is at 11 a.m. Noon is when hacking starts. Will the deployment platform be using judging criteria? I see their website outlines recommended a few, but is that mandatory? Which deployment platform you use is not going to be like part of the judging criteria, but it has to be deployed somewhere. That is the what the judges will be looking for. Can two people be on a team? Yes, absolutely. I think this person's asking if they have a document where they've already written code before, open up next to them, and they're writing and typing all the code again. Is that allowed?
No, that's not allowed. Like, you have to write the code from, you have to think and write the code. You can use AI. That's not a problem. But
you can't look at it and reference.
It's not copying code over, right?
It's not a copy and paste exercise. Yeah. Start time to arrive at AC Marriott is 7 a.m. That's when we start registration and open up. Okay. I think a lot of the folks are saying that they're very interested. Do we need to have knowledge? The short answer is you don't need to have any prior.
You don't need to have any prior knowledge.
Yeah. The website says that there should be 3 to 5 persons per team. Are you saying that there can be a one-man team potentially presented?
Yes, you can have a one-person team. Maybe we should fix the website to say.
I think 3 is just it's a more recommendation, not a requirement.
3 to 5 is more indicative, saying on an average there will be 3 to 5 people. That's our recommendation, but you can have a minimum of 1 and maybe 6 if you want, but definitely don't go having 9 or 10 people in a team.
I think this is something we've been kind of mentioning a couple times. Beyond prizes for winners, there are opportunities for participants who don't win the hackathon in terms of networking internships. Absolutely. There will also be a series of GQ tests you guys can take, which will essentially be another way to fast track those opportunities. Okay. How many persons to a team? Minimum 1, maximum 5, I think.
Yeah, I think max 5. Exception you can have 6, but probably don't go beyond that. Yeah.
Okay. Will we be staying at the hotel overnight?
Not at the hotel, but at the venue, with the hacking venue, right? You
Yeah,
will be.
not in the hotel rooms, but inside the yeah.
Yeah,
Inside,
you will be at the hotel, right? Yeah.
yeah. Okay. What exactly is the academy?
The academy is a place to learn. It is, think of it like slightly different from going to a school or college, but it is a space for learning. It is where you do projects which are live, and work with people who are actually working in jobs. So there are people working in jobs in the lab, right? They have already got a job, and you kind of work very closely with them. You sit next to them, you learn by doing. Because a lot of times when you go to a school or a college, you do a project, and that project that you do, that code is never ever used by anyone, or it just kind of gets thrown, and no one can point to it and say, oh, that's what I did. So when you work there, whatever you do, you learn in the process. Obviously, you make mistakes and someone coaches you. So it's actually a drain on the team, because they're actually supposed to do their work, but they're sitting here coaching you. But then the benefit is that they can also do some work that they can leverage. So it kind of goes both ways. So it's kind of symbiotic, right? You learn from the people actually on a job working on something real, but at the same time, and of course there's training and sessions like how you would normally expect in terms of, but it's more coaching oriented than classroom oriented. It's not like, oh, now let's open the book and turn to page number 17 or chapter 5, right? That's not how we do it, right? We come in, we have, like how we are doing this live stream, we're having a conversation, and we learn through discussions and conversations or trying things out.
Yeah. What's a GQ?
GQ is an acronym for Genius Quotient. It is essentially, the idea is that anyone can be a genius. It's not like a special thing, right? A genius is supposed to be special, but the idea is that anyone can be a genius. And Einstein said a famous quote. He said, if you judge an ability of if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it's going to live its life thinking it's a failure. But a fish can be a genius, depending on whatever it's doing. So in essence, Genius Quotient, GQ, is about figuring out what your strengths are. And that's why we take a series of tests. And then when you look at the test, you know what the person is good at and what job they'll be a better fit for.
What would you recommend for someone like me to stand out during the hackathon? Do you have any tips on how I can make a strong impression even as a beginner?
I think the best thing is show your curiosity and your work ethic. So Intellibus cares about three things: integrity, intelligence, and initiative. And if you show these three things, then that's what will really matter. If you want to stand out, show that you have a high integrity, right? Don't cheat, don't do anything wrong. If you really, show your intelligence, be curious, learn, and take initiative.
Yep. Will we be given tools to help fix?
AI, yes, participants can use AI.
Oh, yeah. So participants can use AI. Will we be given tools to help fix issues with our machines during the event?
Not physical issues, like we won't have a screwdriver if you want to open your laptop, but if there is a software issue, someone might, you can ask a coach, someone might guide you in the right direction.
Yeah. Okay. Will parking be provided for those driving, and will it be clearly marked?
Parking spaces are there, but obviously there's limited parking, first come first serve. So if you're driving on your own and you want to get parking, come early. There is extended parking on the other side as well, around the AC hotel. So it's a bit of a walk, but not too far. But yeah, I mean, there will be enough parking as far as I know. But again, if you have parking, you're driving in, come in early.
Yeah, and that kind of falls into this question: can you drive your own car there? Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
How do I apply to be a coach?
Come there and talk to us. If you want to be a coach, you can talk to Anubis and me, and we can have that conversation.
Okay. Then there was one person who has this interesting question. I heard you can make 10 million JMD working for Intellibus. Is this true?
Yeah, in a year, yes.
Yes. Not in a day. That's
yeah, in a year.
In a year. So bus schedules will be published on the Hackathon website on Friday. Yes, absolutely. How did you set up this live stream? This is using a fancy tool called StreamYard, so that we're able to set up this live stream very easily. Thanks to them for this. What's the age requirement for the job?
The age requirement, yeah. So again, you have to be of working age, as per the law of Jamaica, like the country's law, whatever is the minimum age working requirements, right? I won't want to give you a number. That's our HR team takes care of that. So you have to be of working age, within the country. That's basically what it is. Yeah.
And what are the prizes other than the money?
What are the prizes other than the money? Prizes other than the money are primarily, I don't know. Is there a prize other than the money?
I was thinking we were referring to the fact that there's academy scholarships, but maybe that.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, actually that's true. So if you win first, second, and third prizes, you actually get money, like cash, right? I mean, not physical cash; it's money wired to your bank account. But if you get a scholarship, so you're not actually getting dollars, to take that scholarship money and just study wherever you like. It's essentially for the academy. Essentially, it's like a fee waiver. So normally an academy would charge $3,000 for 3 months for you to study there, but you don't need to pay the fee. So that's what the scholarship is.
Yeah. Do we support Max? We
Uh,
are very supportive of people
yeah,
using Max.
yeah. We support Max. Yes, that would be the short answer. Yeah.
Is there a theme for what we can create, or is anything allowed? So for the main hackathon prize, which is first, second, and third prize, anything is allowed. But for the special Speed Lab prizes, which are in a different category, which will be announced on Friday as to what they are, those have they're more specific, is what we'll say for now, and it's not really about creating anything there. Okay.
Is there a resting area? Yes, there's a resting area. I think we answered those before.
Will we both be at the orientation tomorrow?
You mean on Saturday, or what do you mean by orientation?
I don't know what they mean by orientation tomorrow. I know
No,
that
you mean on Saturday. Saturday when we kick off, we'll be both there. Yeah.
Okay. Are we allowed to do some pre-prep, like planning out the skeleton of the website and its code, or is all that created on site?
Pre-prep. No, you can't do anything that is related to code, right? You can pre-prep in terms of thinking through what the concept is, how you want to design it, if you want to think in your mind, what you're going to do, but you got to do whatever you're doing on the spot, especially when it comes to code. So you can plan, oh, this is how I'm going to think about it. You can write a document that will tell you what your plan looks like, what your roadmap is, what features you want to develop, all that. The conceptualization you can do, but the actual coding has to happen when you're there.
Yep. Can we be there after 7 p.m. on Saturday? So hopefully everyone's there after 7 p.m. on Saturday.
Unless you mean Sunday, yeah.
Which I think they mean Sunday.
Yeah, if you mean Sunday, no, that we kind of wrap up at 7 p.m., right? I don't think, it's going to be, I mean, there will be taking people back. But on Saturday, you are obviously there because it's overnight. So you stay the whole night there, yeah.
Okay, what's the passion for coming to Jamaica?
Jamaica, yeah. Well, first I have to tell you I'm a Bob Marley fan. I like the song Buffalo Soldiers a lot. So that was one of the reasons. But I'm half kidding when I say that. I mean, the reason I came to Jamaica is because of the WDG initiative, the World Digital Governance Initiative. I deeply believe that Jamaica is the only country in the world. First off, it's a fact I need to give you first. Jamaica is the only country in the world that has given the ownership of its data to its citizens. Everybody talks about data privacy, but data privacy is not the same as data ownership. Data privacy means you have the right to the information, but the data is owned either by the government in a country or by the corporation that you give the data to. For example, you go sign up on a website, whether it's a government website or corporate website, the government or the corporation you give the data to, they kind of have the custody and the ownership of that data. You don't technically own it. And you have the right to information. You can ask back for that. You can download it. You can take your data out from Facebook or wherever. The laws don't give ownership to the citizen. So Jamaica is the only country in the whole world that has passed a law on their Data Privacy Act or their Data Act that gives the ownership to the citizen. And I deeply care about that because in agentic AI world, you can own your agent, but you can't really own it if you don't own your data. And if you don't own your agent, then it's like digital slavery, right? Like you're the slave of somebody else who owns your digital agent. So it's extremely critical for every human being to own their agent and obviously own their data. And Jamaica has really changed the law, and we're working right now with 19 other countries in the Caribbean that are going to change their law, looking at Jamaica's law. And that's literally what happened in the last few weeks. It's going to be all announced in the news in November, actually in December. It's going to be in the news. Now I kind of told you on the live stream, but again, it's not confidential. It's going to be there.
Okay. Which day would be wisest to arrive if you're not experienced enough to participate or being carried by team? It's probably best to arrive in the registration window, so on Saturday, and stay the entire time, because that would be the best way to learn and absorb as much as you can. When it comes to the academy, as Ed mentioned, it's normally $3,000 for 3 months, but there are scholarships that are provided as a prize in the hackathon, which will then waive that fee. So then it is free for those who win that prize specifically.
Yeah, and we'd encourage you, even if you don't get a scholarship in this time, to keep your take the GQ test and get a good score, because you get a good score. And if you don't get a good score, come and talk to us. You can come to the academy. Visitors are allowed anytime. So even if you don't get admitted in the academy, we welcome people all the time. We say, hey, just come. Like, we're at AC Hotel still. We're looking for our own campus that we're going to set up, right? We still operate out of AC. So, all through the year, and we'll be there in AC at least next couple of months still before we move to the campus, because we're still waiting for all the leads and everything to be set up. So we definitely encourage you to come to the AC anytime, just to visit and just say hello. And, even if you didn't get a scholarship, even if you didn't qualify, even if your GQ score was bad, just come, say hello to us, visit us. That's what we're here for. We're here to find people who are curious, who are interested, who want to push themselves. So your score is bad, no problem, right? Come talk to us.
The question is here, is it possible to redo GQ from the second batch? I think we will be asking everyone there to sort of take a new set of GQs. So yeah, absolutely. Is the academy online? The academy is in person?
It's in person.
And then, okay, this is more of a technical question, but can I use pre-made assets like a Rive file, for example? So Rive is like an animation library thing. And if you're using like pre-made graphics or images in whatever you are building, it's very important to disclose that. Especially, it's important to disclose if you are not the creator of those images. That is also very important. So using pre-made assets is not a problem, but we recommend that everyone has to be very transparent about where they're using other people's assets and where they're using their own. Otherwise, it's very challenging. Okay, what if the deployment is on-prem rather than cloud-hosted? That's fine as long as it's deployed and accessible, which is the biggest thing. It has to be accessible. What are the types of job opportunities?
What are the types of job opportunities? I mean, the types of job opportunities are, largely software engineers. I mean, that's who we hire. There are a few people who we hire who can, maybe run and manage teams like managers or coaches. But then, in essence, really, there are 3 categories of job opportunities. You can think of it like this. Number one, an AI platform engineer, someone who knows, machine learning, pipelines, and, can train a model and understand statistics and mathematics. That's one area. But those aren't that many jobs, because not everybody needs to do that. Big companies like OpenAI and others are doing all that. And, large financial institutions already do all that. So there is some need for that, but not a lot of need for that.
Yeah.
The real need is for AI software engineers, meaning people who can use AI and write software, not just faster, but better. That's the big distinction. When you say you're an Intellibus certified AI software engineer or an Academy certified AI software engineer, it means you know how to write really good code really fast. Quality with quantity. That's the crux of what we do. And then, of course, a coach who knows all of this, can be a platform engineer, can be a software engineer, etc. And then we have experienced engineers, like people who know UX and design.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go through
data engineers as well. That's really part of the
Yeah, we're going to go through some of these other questions really quick, like rapid fire, just because we're reaching towards the end now.
Does it matter if they're middle-aged? No, it doesn't matter if you're middle-aged or young.
Support Lenovo? Yes. Windows, Lenovo, ThinkPad, all cool. Sounds fun. Will we both be there for that, for the orientation for the volunteers?
Yes, we will be, and there will be orientation for volunteers, yes.
Yeah. Everyone that's attending has to sign up on the website. Yes.
You have to. Even if you're a judge, you have to sign up. Yes.
What should we bring? Your laptop, charger, some form of contact, like a phone, some device where people can reach you while you're here, the charger for that device, likely any other personal items that you require, and probably a backpack to bring.
Any personal items that you need for your personal hygiene, bring them. That's probably a good idea.
Can we give an example of what a Speed Lab project would be? That is a Friday announcement.
That's a Friday announcement, but we'll just say this at this point, that they would be in specific categories, right? It's building a piece of software in a very specific category.
Yep.
Have to do with business or government or whatever.
What time can we leave Sunday?
You leave at 6 p.m. I mean, if once the award ceremony is done, you can leave. Right? Basically, you stay till you see who won the award. Yeah.
What criteria will there be for judging? That will be announced.
The judges live stream will answer that.
We'll answer that question. Yep. Will we need any foreign work authorization if we are offered a job after the hackathon? And if not, does that mean we're paid differently, like with different rates? That's
Will there be foreign work authorization for jobs? No. So the works are all here in Jamaica. So there is no need for anyone to travel to the US or anything. We on occasion, do ask people to travel to the US for meetings and things like that. So for that, if you have a passport and visa, it helps, but you don't have to have it.
Yeah. How beginner friendly is the hackathon? Very beginner friendly, especially also for UI UX designers. The Academy online or in person? It's in person. What is GQ again? GQ stands for Genius Quotient. It's a set of tests that we give that assess your skill level. And are we using our own
machines? Using our own machines.
Using our own machines. If I registered a team online, do I still have to show up at 7 a.m.? You don't have to show up at 7 a.m., but hacking starts at noon and registration is open from 7 to 11 a.m. So between 7 to 11 a.m., you need to arrive. I think there's a question. What about schools that cannot be accommodated on the Sabbath, like NCU?
Yeah, I think you have to talk about that with the Anvi, the community managers. I don't know if there's, like, last time I know we gave an exception saying they can join late because if you have Sabbath, so you can arrive by 6 p.m. instead of noon, right, on that day, because then your Sabbath ends at 6 p.m. on Saturday, so you can arrive then.
Yeah. Do we have to stay overnight? Is the last question.
Yes, you have to be there, to participate. Again, if you're at least 50% of your team has to stay there, right? So, but if you're a one-person participant, then you have to be there. But if you have, let's say, 6 people on your team, 3 of you need to take a break and come back, that's entirely up to you. But we recommend people not leaving the venue because, when people, go and come back, there could be other complications.
Yeah, and for judging, the judges will want to talk to all of you.
Judges will want to talk to all of you. So, we can't, like, if you leave and judges come, we can't guarantee when they will come to your team. So, if there's any unfairness because you left, we can't be responsible for that. So you have to be there to make sure you're judged properly.
Okay. Can we have a wireframe for whatever they are working on?
I think conceptual ideas are fine, but you can't, you can walk in with a wireframe in your back pocket, meaning you're not going to use that wireframe there. You're going to write the actual code. You want a wireframe, you want to think through your design, like no one's stopping you, right? Like you could have built the entire app before before coming here, but you're going to rewrite that whole code while you're there.
Yeah. And how does team building work? There's going to be a when you register within portal.intellibus.hackathon.com, you will be able to create a team from within there or join a team. And when you create a team, you'll be given a team code, or someone else can give you their team code if they've already created a team. So you can join that team, and there'll be a separate team building, like time allocated for team building towards the back half of the hackathon main hacking area. Right after the opening ceremony is over, for people to form teams and share team codes. And then, do we have to pay for anything to attend the hackathon?
No, it's free.
Okay. And for Academy attendance, can there be any special arrangements made for individuals who have marital and parental obligations that far away able to join the Academy remote or hybrid?
I think the short answer is we want to help everybody, right, and understand their situation. We are working obviously with the government to see what government assistance can be provided for people who have special situations, right, because that's beyond the scope of the Academy. But we are collaborating with foundations within Jamaica and so forth, right? So we definitely want you to come to us. You talk to us, or talk to one of the community managers, Travis or Anvi, about your special situation. Let us know what it is, and then we'll do it on a case-to-case basis.
Yeah. If time allows, can a team do 2 projects? You can,
but not recommended. Definitely not recommended.
Not recommended because
you to pick one and work on it, because you want to, like, it's not about, again, quality and quantity, right? So yeah, if you're really good and you can actually deliver 2 winning projects, more power to you, right? Not stopping you. but best practice, highly recommend, because if your game is your intention is, oh, I'm going to submit two and increase the odds of winning, that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Like,
and also you can't win double prizes.
yeah, you can't win two prizes, and you put in two doesn't mean you have twice the chance of winning, right?
Yeah.
So,
how does check-in work? So in the morning when you come into AC Hotel,
scan the QR.
Scan the QR code. Within the platform, there's a check-in QR. So if you've already signed in and registered there, you'll be able to see that check-in QR that you can click on, and that will pop up your QR for one of the people who are helping support the hackathon can then scan that QR to check you in.
Yeah, those who don't own a computer, I would highly recommend you partner or collaborate with someone, a team member who has a computer. So you guys can, within that 24 hours, share the computer, right? And you can code for some other time, the other person. Definitely collaborate with someone. If you don't have a computer, still come up to the hackathon, and we'll do our best to pair you up with someone on a team who has computers, right? And we'll do our best. Again, we can't promise anything, but don't have a computer doesn't mean you don't come. Please come and talk to us, right? And we'll figure out some solution. Again, it doesn't mean that you don't bring your computer. You bring your computer, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I think this was also, sorry, this question. Do you have a laptop? Do you have to have a laptop? And if you don't, you still want to attend. You can, even if you don't have a laptop, then you can't bring one. You can still attend and come and see and work with other people.
Yeah.
And
you can work with other people. Someone takes you on their team. You can be the sixth person on a team. This is why we said, more than 5 will allow 6. Because someone doesn't have a computer, they just want to hang out with that team and sit there and give them moral support and get coffee for them, whatever you want to do or learn by sitting and watching, you can do that.
Yeah. And then our team building usually successful. It is usually successful. Usually we've made sure that everybody ends up on a team and at least starts participating in the hackathon after the.
I mean, we didn't have anybody last time who was like lost and saying, oh, I can't find a team. Like, people are here to network, to connect, right? So people are very welcoming and open.
So we have 2 questions on this topic. Should we bring ID
yes.
or should we, do we need to just scan the QR? No student
you
ID.
need to bring like a proper legitimate government ID, like a driving license.
You do need to bring an ID, and the QR code that's being scanned is just for the people running the hackathon to know.
And not student IDs. I mean, you can bring your student ID, but we need like a actual legal ID.
Yeah, to check that we are checking in the same person. Okay. Will there be another hackathon in the future?
Yes, of course there will be.
Yes, and this is also another one. Yes, there will.
You don't have to use Kafka. You can if you like, but you don't have to.
Yeah. Can we have a mock-up of the UI in Figma and project structure already set up beforehand? The answer here
is no.
No. You will have to work on the project.
At the hackathon. If you have built it before, you can rebuild the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And if you have a mock-up from before, we're not going to stop you from creating an app that looks like that, right? But just to be responsible, right? You don't want to kind of game it or do everything, all the setup beforehand.
Yeah, just to quickly answer this question, do we need one computer? Everyone who's on your team should have a computer, but if
all team members must have a computer. That's the expectation. And like we mentioned earlier, if one of you doesn't own a computer, can't afford to buy one or rent one, obviously there's an option. If you can rent a computer from someone or borrow from somebody, they'll give it to you. Right?
Yeah. When will be the next hackathon after this one?
The current plan, again, we don't have dates yet. Current plan is somewhere around March, as we did at the beginning of this year. So next March 2026 is what we're thinking.
Yeah. Aside from our machines, should we bring any other appliances, change of clothes? Yes, it's recommended. Absolutely. Okay.
Desktop. I mean, not recommended, but if you really think that's the only option you have to bring a desktop, we're not going to stop you from bringing one.
Yeah, it will just be very difficult to do that
for you to carry it, and not highly recommended. But we're not going to stop anyone who comes with a desktop.
Yeah. Can I bring my passport? I mean, that's official ID as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, passport's fine. Yeah, just remember you're responsible for your belongings, especially your ID and your passport. Something important is a passport, so you got to be very careful with it.
Yeah. Will there be any internships?
Yes, we do offer internships, but obviously not at the hackathon. After the hackathon, you take your GQ, you're in the pipeline. As and when internships open, people with higher scores will have the first opportunity to be invited for an interview.
Yeah. And then just to clarify, we can bring team members we feel can help us win. And I mean, that would be
What should we bring to stay overnight? One of the questions was earlier. I think one of the things, you want to bring maybe some kind of a neck pillow or some pillow for yourself, like not a big pillow, giant pillow, but something for your neck if you want to rest, right?
Mhm.
Or something to you for a back rest. If you're sitting somewhere, right?
Or you bring a sweater and blanket
A
because it is
sweater and
cold
blanket would yeah,
sometimes.
it is cold inside AC hotel. They've called it AC for a reason. That's
Yeah,
actually AC Stewart, but yeah, I'm just joking.
yeah. I think we just went over this one. Yes, you should bring team members you feel can help us win internships. I think we answered that. Will bath areas be there? I think the answer right now is no, and we're looking to see if we can figure something out, but currently the answer is no. What software application should we have installed for the event that's recommended? I recommend installing Cursor, VS Code, some sort of IDE, using some, maybe like having access to a terminal, a browser for sure. Make sure you have Chrome or something else. If you don't have an IDE installed, would be my recommendation. Is there an age limit? And I think this is asking, maybe there's no max age limit. And for the hackathon, I don't think we have a minimum age limit, correct?
Yeah, no, there's no minimum age limit.
Yeah, it's just as long as you're old enough to use a computer.
Ideally, we've seen people come in 12 years and older. We've
Yeah.
not had like a 6-year-old come so far. But if you're below like 13, you have to come with a chaperone. So you have to get your parent or an adult to come with you.
Yeah. What time will it start? The answer there is 7 a.m. is registration starting. 11 a.m. is opening ceremony. Noon is the hacking time starts. What if I don't want to sleep? Can I go home and come back?
I think the short answer is we're not going to stop anyone from doing this because we respect your free will. But at the same time, you have to remember that the consequence would be if the judge came to you to judge your team at that time and you're not there, you will not get the same amount of marks or
Exactly.
qualification. Yeah.
Last time there were specific awards for projects that came first in specific categories like health, education, etc. Will those be held for this one? Can you please name each category? Actually, I think what we had done last time, if I remember correctly, was we had seen which teams had kind of become finalists and had succeeded at developing what applications they had, and then the awards categories were more based on the. No, we had individual categories, right, for awards by the end.
So the way we did it last time was we added special categories for the awards. Obviously there's first, second, and third place that does not necessarily have any category, right?
Yeah, those were uncategorized, and then
we had something for social impact, etc.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would be giving those categories when on the spot, right? I don't
that
think
happens on the day of, not
on the day. It's not announced ahead of the schedule. Yeah.
Yes. Any tools to help with using our machines? No screwdrivers, I think, was the answer that we gave to this.
Yeah, no, I mean, if your question is around software tools, right? I don't think there would be there is no specific software provided. If your question is whether we'll provide API keys or any kind of IDE or software, you're going to expect you to use open source. So you got to install VS Code and use everything open source. So
if you come,
your question's not answered, you can ask it again.
Yeah, if we come one day only, will we still have a chance to win a prize? The answer is
no.
Likely no.
No.
Is there the possibility that buses from parishes are on first come, first serve? And if so, will there be an area to sign up for return?
Yes, you would be able to sign up for return when you arrive. Ask for a QR code, to sign up for the return. Anubis, I think we need that QR code. I don't think.
Yeah, for
yeah, we need to add the return QR code.
Buses, prioritizing return buses.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Can we use an API? Yes, you can use third-party APIs, but again, you are responsible for using them and getting access to whatever APIs you need. And what's the dress code? Comfortable and appropriate?
Comfortable and appropriate, right? You just have to be, not wear anything inappropriate, that will, make other people feel uncomfortable around you. Just wear comfortable clothing because, you're working all night. You can bring a change of clothes. If suppose you get an award, you want to wear something nice for an award, you can bring an extra pair of clothes with you.
What AI do you guys normally use to aid with your apps? We don't recommend any specific AI provider. You're welcome to use whichever ones you guys feel are most effective. If it's not within the group skills to build an app, a website is valid. Yes, but I think Ed mentioned this earlier. It's not like we don't want people submitting like a static landing page or a website that doesn't do anything. So it'd be good if it does something. But it being hosted on the web is no problem. And then if the project idea requires interfacing with the external world for inputs and outputs, I think something like an IoT is what this question is about. Would pseudo devices be fine? Yeah, that would be fine as long as the main actual software itself that's communicating with those devices is deployed and is running. I think this is a question more on crack the code.
Oh, I think the answer is just given to a single top coder across all 14 parishes, but I don't know if the answer is any different. I would leave that to Travis Lewis or Anvi to answer that.
Yeah. I think what's the bus system? There will be all the full bus schedule is going to be posted online, and then we will also on the day of likely have an announcement during the hackathon about how to register for return buses as well.
Yeah, the buses are going to leave from all parishes, right? So just be on the lookout on our website for the bus schedule.
Are you allowed to do short surveys with teams? Yes, you're more than welcome to talk to the others.
Absolutely, yeah. You can run surveys and ask others to review your product.
I think this is a question more on a prize and job. So how can winning a prize fast track us into a job opportunity with you? Should we be the one to apply for a specific job afterwards, or would you reach out to us? We will reach out to the winners.
We will reach out. Yeah, every winner is given an opportunity to apply for the job. There is no automatic job, right? You have to take the GQ test and you have to take the interviews, right? But every winner naturally qualifies to go through the GQ. In fact, we're opening GQ to everyone, but every winner naturally qualifies for an interview. Yeah.
Are robotics projects also accepted? Yes, they are also accepted. And I think we are caught up. There is no more questions now.
Okay, if we missed any questions, please post them now, before we close the live stream. So yeah, please post your questions now if you think we missed. I know there was a lot, so we might have, accidentally missed your question.
One or two, yeah, as we were wanting to.
If we missed it, please repost it now, and we'll try to answer it before we close the live stream.
Yep. We'll give it like a couple minutes, but I think that was pretty good.
I think it was pretty much it. Yeah. Is that all the questions? Okay. I think that's all the questions. Do we take the GQ at the hackathon or after? Oh, okay. We got some more questions.
At the hackathon. You take GQ at the hackathon?
At the hackathon, not after. It has to be proctored. Someone supervises that, you are the one taking the test.
What's the best website you've seen before in this competition? I think the one that we had won the second place prize was, or first place prize. Which one was it? There was Urban Lens was the one that I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That was all web-based application that was done. Yeah. Are you guys okay? We're doing awesome.
Yeah, we're doing awesome. Be awesome, feel awesome, do awesome.
Yeah.
This way.
Yep.
There's actually a video on that on our YouTube. Yeah.
Yep. There is. All right. I think that's it. Okay.
And thank you so much for asking, Pride. Yeah. What types of projects normally catch your eyes? Honestly, I think what really is interesting for us is not a specific kind of project, but it's the quantum of effort that the team puts in that makes us feel, we've been writing enterprise software for like, I don't know, a long time. At least I've been writing a lot longer than Anubis. You can tell from my hair. But the point is that, when I look at somebody's software, it kind of just speaks to me. I know how much effort was put in. It's just like a sixth sense, right? So it's not like, I don't think I have a good answer for you other than to say that when I look at it, I will know.
Yeah, I think one that solves a broken user experience. This is the correct
answer. That is. Oh wow! Someone is Luigi. You're doing a great job of reading our website. That is brilliant.
Do we have to code on 2 days? Can previous development be entered? No, you cannot enter any previous development. You have to code on the 2 days. What will the GQ test us on? Is mostly AI related? No, it's going to be testing you more on tech skills that are more relevant to the roles that we're hiring for. And yeah, I think that's it. I think now we've caught up again with all the questions. All right.
Cool.
Do we support local robotics teams? Is there a way to get paid support for robotics?
Yeah, I think that's something we can take offline. Yeah,
we need to take that offline. Can I use Chat GPT and copy and paste the code into Lovable? If it works,
If the code works, sure, you can use anything, right? Like
Yeah.
the bottom line is the code has to be good.
Yeah.
ChatGPT may not always give you good code. That's what the coaching sessions are for and the workshops are for.
Exactly. The coding we create has to be for real world problem solving. Well, yeah, that is the idea.
That is the idea. I mean, it has to solve a real problem, right? I mean, again, you could say that, hey, it's for entertainment, and you're going to create a better.
That's also fine, but that's a real problem. People.
That is a real world problem for some people. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone. I think we've gone through all the questions now. I hope everyone has a good night, and we'll see you guys at the hackathon in 2 days on the 18th.
Yeah, it was fun talking to all of you. We're looking forward to it. All right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you. Bye. Bye.